This is a WWN Publishing Group recording. Copyright 2017, all rights reserved. This is an abridged version of Hot Georgia Rein by Martha Sweeney to make the story appropriate for all listeners on YouTube. Read to you by the author. If you want to read the complete story, you can find the ebook or paperback online. Links are provided below in the description. Chapter 17, Ivy. My heart melted when Henry said what he did about making changes to ensure I never leave him again. Yet at the same time, I started to panic. He must have seen it on my face when he asked if he scared me. He did, but not because of his promise. I got scared about the idea of him wanting to leave me when he finds out what I need to tell him. He needs to know that I have a son. I know that I can't keep putting it off. I know that we need to talk, but with what just happened, I have to wait a little longer. Aside from the sex, Henry and I need to establish trust and communication with each other since we lost so much of it over the years. I just hope that it's easier than I expect. Waiting too long to tell him can complicate things more. Henry got impatient waiting for the people to leave their SUV, so he pulled out of the area and onto the road in a little bit of a fury. I got back in my spot quickly, throwing on my seatbelt. He told me where he had some extra napkins, so I cleaned up my mess the best that I could, and then offered to get his. He wanted to take care of it himself, which I didn't expect, so I figured he might have still been hurt or mad by my reaction. We rode in silence for what felt like an eternity, but when I checked the clock again, it was in actuality only 10 minutes to get to where we were supposed to be. Ziplining? I ask, excited by the idea. Yeah, he laughs. Haven't you been? No, I say. They didn't have this place before I left. That's right, he chuckles. It opened 2 years ago. Cool, I say, jumping out of the truck and tying my hair up. Shall we bring our lunch with us? We won't be able to carry it, Henry states. Will you be okay for a few hours? Yep, I confirm. Remember, I had 3 cookies. Henry lifts a brow. 3? I thought you said 2. Right, 2, I muse. Henry rolls his eyes. I'm sure we still need to burn off a little more for you, he chuckles. Oh, we did, I confirm. I move closer to him. This is the orgasm high kicking in. The what? He laughs. The orgasm high, I repeat. I thought people get tired after sex, he searches. Technically, that wasn't sex, I explain. It wasn't? He asks. Nope, I confirm. That was foreplay. Henry pulls me into him. I love the way you think. I flash a cheesy smile, happy to know that he's over the weirdness that happened not too long ago. We get our harnesses on, and the guy goes over a few things with us. Henry seems to be a natural when we get started, but then again, he did say he's done this a few times. My smile fades a little, worried that he's done it with Juliana. What's wrong? Henry checks when we get to the first deck. Nothing, I lie. Is the harness bothering you? He asks with concern. No, I confirm. I shift to keep going, but he grabs my hip. Talk to me, Firefly, he requests. It's nothing, I say, brushing it off. It's something, he challenges. Remember, I know you. I don't want to say, I admit. Why? He pushes gently. You'll think it's stupid, I reply. Nothing you say or do is stupid. Maybe weird or silly, but never stupid, Henry confirms. I fidget, not comfortable with being called out. My gaze stays low as I try to avoid looking at him. Come on, Firefly, Henry coaxes. We ain't moving until you tell me. I just think that since you've done this before, you probably have done it with, I say. With? He searches. I roll my eyes. Men can be so dense sometimes. I give him a pressing look, hoping he doesn't make me have to say her name. Juliana, he asks, surprised. I nod. No, he confirms. She never did this kind of shit. Grady and I would do this when we needed some time away from town. Cool, I reply, trying to act all nonchalant about it. Henry grins. What? I ask. He kisses me, something I don't expect. It's just you and me, Henry confirms. And I like that you care. I don't, I fib. Henry's smile widens. Juliana and I didn't do many things, he mentions. We barely had sex, hence my need to just fuck you all the time. Why not? I suddenly blurt, slapping my hand over my mouth a second later. Sorry, that's none of my business. I really don't want to know. You said you wanted to talk, Henry reminds. Well, I guess catching up on the past when we weren't together is a good place to start. Please, God, don't torture me. Please, don't let today be the day where we're finally really ready to move forward, and the same day where he'll never want anything to do with me ever again. I guess, I say passively, looking down our next line, if talking about her will make you feel better, I'd prefer not to talk about Juliana, Henry informs. My eyes dart back to his face. Henry offers a tender smile. I'll talk about whatever you want to talk about, even Juliana if you'd like. I shake my head. I'd rather not to, I admit. Maybe if it comes in passing, but not directly or specifically. Good, Henry replies, sealing it with a kiss. A twinkle dances in his eye as he lets me go. Race you to the next one. Henry takes off, not giving me a second to reply. Cheater, I yell, jumping off the deck and hoping I catch up with him. Our conversations for the rest of the first half of our ziplining adventure was very relaxed, mostly joking around and recollecting things that happened from our childhood. We joked, we teased, we flirted, and it's the best day I've had in a long time. Too hungry from all of the activity, we barely talked while we ate. We went out on one of the other lines for at least 2 more hours. At the conclusion of our adventure, we bought a few snacks at the shop to tide us over until we got somewhere for dinner. As we ride back to town, I peer out the window, feeling tired from the day. Thoughts of how things could have been between us flurry through my mind. What if I had stayed in Blackburn? What if Henry came running after me? If either of those 2 things happened, would we have still ended up together or torn apart? My phone vibrates, drawing me from my internal ramblings, and I cringe when I see that it's Cece calling. Hey, babe, I greet. I turn to face Henry and mouth Cece's name. Henry nods with a smile and then looks back at the road. What's up, I say. Can you talk? She checks. Nope, I reply. You with him? She pries. Yep, I confirm. Things are good here, she informs. Awesome, I reply. I'm going to get nothing but one-word answers from you, aren't I? She inspects. Yep, I giggle. Did you fuck him? She searches. Yep, I return, trying hard not to smile too much. Congratulations, she shouts. Was it good? Uh-huh, I verify. Like good or really good, she investigates. Really good, I answer, taking a quick look at Henry to see if he's watching me. Henry smiles when I catch him. Does he have a brother? She checks. Actually, yes, I confirm. Is he as hot as Henry? She asks. You could say that, I confirm. Why am I asking you? No man will be hotter than Henry, she states. I wouldn't say that, I laugh. Have you, talked to him yet? She inspects. Not yet, I reply. Soon, though. Just don't wait too long, honey, she informs. Waiting can backfire. Yeah, I know, I agree. Just text when you're free and want to video chat with us, Cece reminds. Will do, I confirm. I know you miss him, but do what you need to do there, she encourages. We're good here. What you're doing there is just as important. I know, I sigh. Thanks. Oh, real quick, Cece says excitedly. Yeah, I laugh. Is he, as good as you remember, she asks. Better, I confirm. As big? They say it keeps growing. That and their noses, Cece states. I think so, I giggle. Do you know if his brother is as big? She dares to ask. I will not answer that one, I inform. So is that you know but won't tell me kind of answer, or you don't know and are curious if that's the case kind of answer? Cece pries. Good night, Cece, I bid. I'll get it out of you one of these days, she claims. Right, I laugh. Oh, Drew says hi and that he misses you, Cece adds. Tell him the same and that I'll call tomorrow, I return. Will do. Love ya, chica, she says. Love you too. Bye, I return. I put my phone away and stare back through the window, needing a little time to come down from the conversation I just had. Cece always knows how to cheer me up or get me going. Cece and I met our freshman year in college. We lived across the hall from each other and quickly became friends when we noticed that we had a few classes together. It didn't take long for us to find out that we had the same major, tastes in movies, men, and other things. Cece's not only my friend, but she's my business partner as well. We were able to get funding to start our business thanks to her father, who owns a bunch of real estate in New York. He was selling off a few pieces of land and needed the capital for another venture. When Cece pitched the idea to him, he requested a formal business proposal by Cece and me to his team. When we explained what we knew and what we could do, they were very interested. Cece and I guaranteed that we could produce actual results far better than any other company, despite the fact that we didn't have a client. Her father signed a contract stating that he'd pay us for 6 months of work for our time, and at the end of that time frame, if we were able to show the numbers and comparisons properly, he'd give us the beginning capital we needed to hire our own staff as well as be our first official client. We started to pick up momentum after that pretty quickly, and now have 15 clients for our staff of 36, and have 5 more in the contract proposal process. You were talking about me, weren't you? Henry asks with a grin. No, I lie.
Bullshit, Firefly, he chuckles. I feel the heat rise more in my cheeks each time he calls me that, since his confession for my nickname. I'm serious, I claim. Ivy Lynn Abney, don't you lie to me, Henry challenges. I swear, I fib, trying not to grin.
This is the end of this chapter. Thank you for listening. I hope you're enjoying the story so far. To read the full, unabridged version, you can find a link in the description below. To find out about new releases before the general public, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter. You'll find a link also in the description. Also, to be notified when the next chapter is published, make sure you subscribe to my channel.